Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy Dave Black,
And it's your boy Josh.
and once again, you're currently watching Chop It
Chop
Up.
it up.
And also today we have with us a very special guest. You know,
Mm-hmm.
some of you might know him as that DJ with the dreads. You know, that DJ that's always turning up boho and making you dance and shake your body. But to us that really know him, we know him as the baddest DJ on this side of the planet. Right? So without further ado, let's introduce DJ Dan Willow.
You guys are too much, man. You guys are doing too much.
The thing is, anytime we have to introduce it the right way. You've been doing this shit for a tough
course,
time.
of course.
Like it's not new to you.
No,
bro.
I
Like,
appreciate it. I
and
appreciate
you have not just only been doing it, you've been killing it
Yeah.
for so long. You've been
Right,
killing
let's not stroke his ego. It's too much.
It's too
Let's not stroke his ego. But yeah, like,
Guys are nice to me up right now.
let me ask you, what did you think of our first episode?
Bro, the first episode was professional. It made me feel like you've been doing it for a minute.
Oh, stop it. I mean, we haven't been doing it for, to be fair, like, we literally just, between both of us, we just decided that, we have so much things going on in our lives, like, and we wanted to, like, actually talk to people.
Share.
And we like to talk.
And we like, that's the truth, we're Nigerians, we like to talk.
We like
Yeah,
to
exactly.
We like conversations.
So this comes like second nature to you.
Bro,
Yeah,
easy,
so
light work.
this-
I would literally take this mic to my house and go and be talking. Like,
I'm telling you,
Give me
catch me on the mirror saying, "Hi everyone, my name is Joshua," and I'll be changing voice from year to year. I go talk Naija, I go talk Igbo talk, I go talk anything. Catch you outside,
then,
Professor
you
Rufus.
end it with based on one or two things.
Yes.
But anyway, Dan, it's really good to have you. I think your name speaks for itself. I
Nah,
think
it's a pleasure. It's a
in
pleasure.
Cardiff, like among all the DJs in Cardiff, you're one of the DJs that when you hear, oh, Dan is playing in this club, everyone wants to be there.
Everyone wants to be there. Let's not even get started. It was 31st night, right? Out here in Boho, the party was banging. There was a lot of noise. And then everyone in the club just started shouting, "We love, we love, we love." Now get this. He wasn't even in the club.
Oh, this is when I was in Thailand.
Yeah, this was when you were in Thailand, bro. You weren't even in the club. And everyone just started shouting, "We low, we low, we low." I'm telling you, it got so loud. I think I kind of texted
Yeah,
you then.
you texted me
Yeah,
and you said it like,
I
yo,
texted
like,
you and
bro, I'm telling you, they were actually screaming your name in the
they
club.
were screaming your name in
That's
there, bro.
nuts.
I'm telling you, it was
So wait,
nuts.
let me ask you, what does it feel like to get that type of reaction from people?
Of course, it feels amazing. I don't know if I still don't believe that though. Still.
Bro, I'm telling you, the funny thing, I was so excited.
I wish I
I
recorded
didn't
the
even bring
video.
out my phone to record.
No, it's a good feeling, of course. Like that's the main thing as a DJ to get that kind of like reception of people is why we do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. So yeah,
So what was your early, like, as a DJ, what was the early, like, reception you got when you first started?
to be fair, I always had a good kind of like introduction to DJing because my dad was a DJ.
Okay.
So I think that's why everyone kind of gave me a shot at certain places because they thought, oh, his dad's a good DJ, so he's gonna be the
runs in
same
the
kind of
blood.
vibe.
It
Yeah,
was in
yeah.
the blood now, innit?
So I can't. Yeah, in that respect, I had quite a nice easy build up into DJing where like a lot of people gave me the time of day and stuff. So yeah, I can only give my pops the props for that.
Shout out Pops. Shout out Pops. But if there's one thing like people have come to know you here in Cardiff is the way you slap with Afrobeats and Amapiano. And I'm telling you, you turn the club on fire when you're on Afrobeats and Amapiano. But I don't think it's something. I also heard that it hasn't always been your style. So my question before is, what drew you to Afrobeats as a journey, and how did you first get started playing in Cardiff?
I think with Afrobeats, I did jump on it like pretty early. A lot of people, like with me as well, I wouldn't say I've got a particular genre. I think back in the day, I was more known for like R&B and hip hop, but I think that was because it was popular.
Yeah, it was all popular.
Like as soon as I hear something that I like the sound of, I almost become obsessed. And I was like that with Afrobeats from the early days, listening to people like Malik Berry and like Wizkid when he first came. I was like, yo, this is a sound that, like as a DJ, I always like music that gets people dancing because if you've got a dance floor full, you're doing your job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And Afrobeats is that genre where even if you don't know the song, you'll dance.
Yeah, you
know,
gotta
you'll
move
feel
to
it.
Yeah,
You'll feel it, and that's why I got so heavily into Afrobeats at the time, and it's just gone from there. Like back in the days, there wasn't a lot of places that played it, but I'm glad now it's having its time where, you know, everyone's coming out and appreciating the music. So yeah, man.
Can I just say, I personally, I saw the change. I think I'm one of the people that actually saw the change, because when I first came, bro, all I see in the club was voulez-vous.
I never played that, bro.
But no joke. But the first club I went to was Newport. So you could understand why I heard voulez-vous. Literally, all I heard was voulez. Then when DJ wants to get people dance, the more generally they play was dancehall. Like they would play dancehall most of the time. But over that, I felt like for me, dancehall, it gets me dancing because obviously I know the style and I know but I feel like it never really got like the type of crowd like Afro would pull in terms of like the dancing scene. So when did you decide that, because I know like the first time I heard you play, you played mainly, like you played a little of Afrobeats, but you played mainly dancehall, right? Yeah. So when did you decide that, it's time for me to switch up?
Yeah, that's a good question, you know, because like dancehall is that one genre that I feel like since I started DJing, if I ever need to get a party going, dancehall would be my go-to. Yeah. But the more time went on, I could see that Afro was becoming a lot more popular. And it's almost like people didn't want it to have its flowers, have its time. Yeah. Whereas like, because it is, whether people like it or not, it's the most popular genre now, I feel. I feel like all genres have their time. And like a few years ago, UK music was, you know, the whole UK trap and drill and all that was popular. Before that, it was kind of like the DJ Mustard era, and R&B and hip hop, American hip hop was big. And now it's Afro. So like, it only made sense for me as someone who always tries to stay like current, to give it its time and to really like push the music out there. Yeah. And like I said, I'm a DJ who likes to listen to like all kinds of music, and Afro just has stood out for me for a long time. So not only am I putting out there what, you know, is current, it's what I like to play. And I think when I'm playing music that I like to play, it just takes you to that next level.
Yeah, you get in that zone.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, speaking of, how did you notice like a growth of Afrobeats in terms of like popularity here in Cardiff? Like, and how did you adapt your sets to like meet that demand? You know?
I feel like, you know, certain Afro events started popping up. Obviously, like big festivals like Afro Nation and stuff like that, and it was becoming undeniably popular. And even though that's the case, I feel like I was doing a lot of events where they'd be like, yeah, it's an Afro event, but we're also playing R&B and hip hop, and that was cool. But I always felt like there's enough music out there to do an Afro night and to make it like a proper Afro night. We don't have to mix it with everything else because there's loads of events that are just R&B events or just. So why not be able to do an event that's just that?
You see, the one thing I don't like in this life is when people don't give me my flowers. Because Dan, I brought you on this podcast and I asked you a simple question. One very simple. When did you notice? Just tell them it was when you met me. Because let's be honest, Dan. No. See, me.
So you see what I have to do with that?
No, sorry, it was because of Dave.
No, one time, I don't like peace. I like problems. I'll call you out when you're not trending in the way I want you to trend. Because Dan, before you met me, like you used to play a lot of dancehall, right? I was that guy that gave you that. When you saw me, you're like,
It was when I met Dave. I decided.
Yeah, say louder.
That was more patronizing. I wouldn't believe that.
No, he's a fact. But anyway, yeah, like I think right now, Afrobeats is that one sound that has actually like gained like loads of noise and stuff. 100%. So now my question is, I'm going to take it totally off this. Like, what is your biggest ick? Let me use the word ick right now. What's your biggest ick when you're playing on set? What's the one thing people do that you actually be like, bruh?
It's gonna sound like cliche. I just don't like it. Like when people ask for requests that are not even close to. They just don't read the room.
Yo, I gotta tell a story. I don't know if you remember this. I think it was one of your events, the Chop Lifestyle event you do. So you and I were like, I was backstage here with you and we're playing, and then some guy came over and he brought one song and then he asked you to play, and then you look at him, it's like you just didn't want to tell him no. You were like, Okay, you check for it. Give me a moment.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like if I just look at someone a certain way, they'll get the hint.
Yeah.
And I want to actually go down that road and be like, no, I'm not playing that.
No, this one time I think Dan was playing Afrobeats music, and then this woman came out. She's like how they write on their phone.
Yeah.
And then I swear she wrote Madonna, play Madonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like,
How is this switch up gonna come?
Bro, some people come in and they ask to play Indian music when you're playing.
Like even the phone thing, that pisses me off as well. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm not a jukebox.
Say he's playing this song.
Bro.
Nah, but I swear people take a lot of piss when you like.
Yo, and they do that a lot.
Yeah. Oh, and the worst thing is, if you actually play something that they ask for, they'll just keep coming then.
Yeah.
So it's a catch-22.
Or the one when you especially your timeless event, you play for one person and then she'll go back to her chair. When they're done dancing their song, someone else will come from that same table, come and request, then you're a jukebox.
At this point, you might as well just take the DJ deck and play the songs yourself, innit? Like just tell them to come and play it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what do you think is the next step for Afrobeats in Cardiff? What do you think Afrobeats' next step basically is in Cardiff?
I think more performances, more artists like coming to Cardiff and actually doing shows.
Yeah. But do you really think it'll sell though?
I think so, yeah. And if it's not going to sell now, then I don't think, like I said, I feel like every genre has its time.
Yeah.
And you've really got to capitalize and make the most of it while it's having its time, because you never know when the next genre is going to come and take over. But I think it would be good to see some big artists, like your Burna Boys, your Remmers, your WizKids come to Cardiff and...
Man said Burna Boy,
Why not?
Do you know how much one ticket for Burna Boy?
Burna Boy is going to be... That's the thing. Nigerians...
But I see him in Birmingham. I see him in, why not Cardiff? I feel like we've got the crowd for it.
This is what I feel like. I feel like those cities, they have like enough Afro community to actually sell out those shows.
Yeah.
But I know because Cardiff, the Afro community is growing. It's big now.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's big enough to sell out.
It's strong enough, I think, in terms of strength.
I don't think for example, if Burna Boy was to come to Cardiff and he said he wanted to maybe do Principality, do you think Burna Boy
He'll sell out Principality?
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think should I tell you why I think he'll sell out Principality? Because I work in Wingstop, and in Wingstop we always play songs on the background.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of Burna Boy sets and a lot of Whiskey sets that play out. And I can tell you, every time I'm working and those songs come up, I can really see people bumping their head. And even sometimes try having a conversation with someone who is not from Nigeria or someone who's not African.
No, I know. I think I used the wrong example because Burna Boy is basically right now an international artist.
Yeah. Burna Boy will sell out.
I think it would. I think you'd be surprised with Burna Boy.
But other artists like Charlie Poppy and
that'd be more like maybe Tramshed.
Yeah. Maybe Tramshed, not bad. Charlie Poppy would definitely sell out.
Yeah, maybe Tramshed.
Yeah.
So coming from obviously we know you're the leader of Chop Life, the Chop Lifestyle.
The Chop Lifestyle, man, the leader of Chop Lifestyle.
I forgot the sign. I was gonna bring the sign in today.
You should have just put it by there. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But what was your inspiration for starting that? What exactly were you trying to get?
I think, like I said, I'd been a part of a few Afro nights where I felt like Afro was just thrown in there in the mix. And I just wanted to do something that was just Afro. You've got so many different, you've got Afro, you've got Amapiano, you've got Zonto, you've got so many different ways. You can quite easily do a night that caters for that kind of thing. So that's what I wanted to do. That's why I decided to do it, because I just felt like it wasn't being done properly.
So
almost.
The name Chop Life, what did it? Because bro, that's a Nigerian thing. And obviously, you're not Nigerian.
Yeah, but I just wanted to do some research and find something that really resonated, so people could feel, oh yeah, this is something that we want to try, we want to go to. And
I can't lie, it was actually a brilliant strategy. Chop, bro. Because nowadays when people say I walk on the road and people will see me and be like, Chop Life.
I think it just rolls off the tongue as well.
Yeah. I was like, okay, Dan, you're cooking. Fair play to you. But so far, you've done. It's been great. It's been amazing.
Yeah, and not only that, since coming to Boho, I seen a lot of people. Whenever I was playing Afro music, I could feel the energy, and I just thought I want to do something for these people who will come. They come to the club, they like this kind of music. Let's try something. Let's do something for them.
Yeah,
and see how it goes. And it's done done pretty well so far. So
yeah. But can I also ask, just for like clarity and more, so people actually understand that there's more work to this? What are like certain challenges you faced being like one of the only DJs in Cardiff who have fully embraced Afrobeats? Like, what challenges have you faced, and what are like certain things you've done to kind of mitigate those challenges?
Like I said, I feel like a lot of clubs kind of just threw Afro in the mix and never really embraced it. Like I've even left clubs where I've had residencies. I don't want to like name and shame, but I've been to clubs and whenever
we're in Chop It Up, so
you might as well chop it up. Nowhere in Cardiff. This is like venues I've been to outside of Cardiff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was working, and whenever I'd play Afro or even dancehall and have a dance floor quite busy, I'd have people come and say, "Oh, change it up," and I'd be like, "But the dance floor's full.
It's full, like
Yeah, it's full of people. They're having a good time. There's no problems." And I never felt that when I was playing other genres, and they'd be like, "Oh, now you need to switch it up." It was always fine as long as everyone's vibing. So I've actually left places where I thought, "Nah, this is," and I've gone to different clubs, and where I am now, I feel like I've actually found a good fit.
Yeah, where's that?
And that's Boho.
Yeah, so just so you know,
if you don't want FOMO, go to Boho. That's all I'm saying.
But wait, so the club scene back then when you started as a DJ, because I know like I heard like loads of stories that there are loads of clubs that they shut down now in Cardiff.
Yeah.
So the club scene back then and the club scene now, which one do you think is more intense?
Intense.
Like people doing crazy shit, like rolling on the floor, like going crazy in the parties, like which one do you think is more intense then or now?
That's a tough question. Trying to think of different clubs I've worked in.
Because I remember going to one club in Newport with you.
Yeah.
And remember that one time that you were playing, and then we just had that one where those two girls were in front of us, and then we just looked at each other. What
oh yeah, Newport's a pretty intense place.
Thank you.
Yo, Newport's about to come for us.
Yeah.
Newport's about to come
scarred me.
Yeah, Newport. There's different energies in different cities, and Newport's definitely got its own thing going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I still rate the place because there's people down there who go out and they like to party. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
the problem with Newport is it's not that it's there. It's not like it's not interesting.
Yeah.
It's that
They just got a different energy.
Bruh, I think I was.
You don't feel safe sometimes.
I was so overwhelmed. Like I felt so overwhelmed the first time I went, and
Yeah. It's an experience for sure.
everything was going on. Like everything.
Yeah.
These
And they're not shy.
They're not.
They're not.
What?
They
what
are
is that?
not shy.
They're definitely not shy. But like I said, it's in a time now where the nightlife has got quieter. Like people haven't got as much money, and so I rate them for that. They're still outside. They're still they're still partying, and there's a lot of places like even Cardiff, like it's not nowhere near as popping as it used to be. So the fact that they still got a crowd that comes out and parties is a good look.
Yeah.
Right. So, questions for you, right? You know both of us, and I think you're one of the closest people. So what was your first impression?
You do him and you do me.
He says, "No, what is doing me? What's pause, bro?
Pause.
Bro. Says, do him and you do me.
Pause.
There's
Answer
not
for David and you
There's
answer
no
for-
doing here, bro. Stop.
There's
You
none of
answer
that.
you answer for David. Your first impression of David and your first impression of me. That's what it is.
Very similar, like good energy, and that's definitely something that I'm attracted to is energy.
stop.
Oh, pause.
You know what I'm saying, bro.
He's attracted to me. Oh my god. I can't. I just can't. Like,
David is just.
Nah,
I'm sorry, bro. He said,
Sorry.
"Stop it." Do you know what it is for a guy to tell another guy you look at? Yeah, stop it. I'm attracted to you, my guy.
You might as
But
well
go
take
on.
him on a
You're doing
date
too
now.
much.
No, I'm sorry. But yeah, go on. Yeah.
Nah, I definitely get close to the people who got good energy. You bring good energy to clubs, to everywhere. To be honest, even stuff like this, I think it's good because of your energy. Your chemistry together is good, and it's just that's the main thing I think.
Yeah. Speaking of chemistry, since I moved to Cardiff, I've had the pleasure of being on the stage with at least maybe 4 or 5 DJs here in Cardiff, and I have to say, in terms of chemistry, there's certain moves that I want to be doing in Afrobeats. And when I just started, I just look at you and you're doing it as well.
I'm trying. See, what you need to know, Danny's a stepper. Look,
bro, I'm telling you.
That's one thing I realized in Cardiff. I think everybody in Cardiff at some point in their life did dance. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, because
I'm definitely not a stepper though.
Stop. Have you seen? Give Dan just 2 cups. Literally, Dan was hearing this music and he looked at me and was like, who is this Naija boy? He was like,
I'm telling you. When we were doing them, I'm on available. I'm on that.
He does it with a different slang. He's like,
but that's what I'm saying about Afro Amapiano. It takes you to that place where you just unlock a different, like, you know what I mean? Your shoulders start moving.
I'm telling you, your shoulders
can't help that's what I don't get when people go to the club and you play Afrobeats and they don't dance.
No, yeah.
Because even if I'm Nigerian, I'm telling you, half of the Afrobeat music they play, I don't even know what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth.
Facts. Nah, but it gets you dancing.
Literally, it's the beat. Like,
yeah.
And I feel like if you can go to a club and they play certain music from Afro and you don't dance, I feel like there's something wrong with you. Personally, your social life is
you're going through some stuff.
You're going through
some stuff.
Literally, you're going through intense stuff because you see people in club. At least 10 people on the dance floor partying and dancing hard, and you just see some people just standing.
And the fun part, they'll be squeezing face.
And just looking around.
Like, who hurt you? Who hurt you?
I feel like a lot of people like the Afrobeat, and I feel like a lot of people, there's a resentment towards the sound. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because even in like some clubs you go to, like, once they'll play one Afrobeat, and they won't play any other one. And once you go and ask for one, bruh.
And sometimes it feels like they almost got to play that one. And
they're
not happy about doing it. Kind of just like, let's give them one.
Let's just do it to fulfill righteousness.
Bruh, I feel like,
let me just give them one.
Let me just give them one. But
But
the sound is good, embrace it.
Yeah.
But we're not against every other type of sound. But like every other type of sound, for example, in Nigeria, if you want to listen to R&B, go to a lounge or a bar. You hear like when people are drinking, because all those kind of sounds don't really get people moving, but it could get you like vibing on your chair.
Yeah, even with Choplife, I have snuck in, the odd R&B dancehall flavor, and if it's a vibe, people are still vibing to it.
Yeah, exactly. But like in terms of like club life, dancing, like energy, Afrobeat just gives it. Afrobeat just does that.
Yeah, it just promotes such a good time. I feel.
Yeah.
People are happy. You see smiley faces. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I can say about Afro to others. Like, there's some music that you get that can be quite, aggressive. And
some Afro music do like make you feel like gloomy and stuff.
Yeah.
I think there are more ones that actually get you active than the ones that will get you gloomy.
It's a feeling, definitely. It's a feeling.
So let me ask you, have you ever had any embarrassing sets since you started playing? Like, have you ever played and you'll be like, bruh, what was that?
What, bad sets or?
Yeah, bad sets.
I think, to be honest, I always have a feeling of like I haven't played good enough quite often.
But that's
even with all
more like a creative thing.
I think it is. Yeah. I always think quite negatively.
Yeah, like criticizing yourself.
100%. 100%. I very rarely walk away thinking, "Oh, I smashed it." I always feel like, because I'm someone who like I prepare quite a lot. Like, I'm definitely someone who takes a lot of time, downloading music, organizing music, and.
Oh, that I can attest to, because even on your TikTok, I saw your TikTok videos one time. I was like, Like in his room with his sets, he was trying new sounds. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time.
So you're telling me most of the times when you play, you don't feel so good after?
It's not that I feel bad, but I just quite often feel like I do better.
Bro.
I'm telling you, that's deep, bro, because like you're killing, and there's sometimes where like and he's actually killing it. Like the dance floor is actually vibing. And then I come and tap him, I'll be like, yo, man, you're killing it. As soon as I shake him, he'll be like, for real? You actually for real? I'm like, can't you see this?
I think personally, I feel like, especially in the UK, they set a very high standard for themselves. Like, bro, in Nigeria, like, you ask a kid, what do you want to be? When I was little, like the first time they asked me what I want to be when I was, I told them I wanted to be a fisherman. Like, I wanted to catch fish for a living.
He's a fisherman.
I wanted to be a fisherman.
Yeah,
that was the fish. Bro, you ask a 5-year-old here, what do you want to be? They'll tell you, I want to be an engineer. I want to do this. They'll literally have a plan for their entire life. So I think that whole mindset actually adds to the whole like, I
it
haven't
makes
done good
things
enough.
too serious. And one thing with expectation is that when the expectation is too big, sometimes it brings kind of like, it gives a room for doubt.
Yeah.
And even like a room to actually, what's the word called? Disappointment. It gives you a lot of room for disappointment, because when you don't actually get or you don't see yourself crossing off those things that you've put on a checklist, apparently, then you now start getting disappointed, and it brings a whole lot of down. That's why I see them come to Fran in the club.
No, let me just say now, Dan, I've never heard you play a bad set.
No.
The only time I think I've heard you misbehave small is when after a few drinks. After a few drinks.
Misbehave.
There's this one time I was stood like in front of your thingy, your set thing, and then I just kept on hearing you were literally playing the full song, and I turned back and I just saw you your hand was on that spinning thing, and you just stayed like, I saw you were frozen in one place. I was like, this guy is gone. Bro,
but to be fair, I remember that day, it was already, the club was going to close by like 4 a.m. then, and this was by like 3:45.
Yeah.
So it was already a longer set. It was already 2
You know, I caught you lacking. It's one of those where like,
Nah, that's fair, because I can't lie. I do like a drink.
No, but you know, I can't fault you in this.
But I think in some ways, like, you know, there was a time where I used to DJ, I didn't drink at all. But I think in a lot of ways, it makes me play better just to have
your vibe,
2 or 3 runs, because I feel like you connect with your audience.
No, your vibe when is different.
Yeah.
I would say is
you go hard, and you're playing and you're dancing at the same time.
Yeah.
But you just have a few minutes where you're just like.
Yeah, I think that's where fatigue sets in, because do you know how much? You know what? Let me just say this right here. A lot of people will see this guy right here and be like, oh, maybe he just goes to play about 6-hour sets a night. I'm telling you, yeah, I've worked with him for a couple months now. And look, let me give you a weekend, how I see it, like the ones that I've actually gone for, barring the ones I haven't seen. Let me give you a weekend of how my man lives. Who play a set from 12 p.m. till 8 p.m.
That's nuts.
Till 8 p.m. and then pack up. What, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., right?
8, yeah.
8, 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Then pack up. I was with him that day. I was like, I was tired already, and I wasn't even playing.
I was tired.
And I wasn't even playing. All I was just doing, was just sitting down. I'll come and vibe small. Listen, I'll go to the side again. I wasn't even playing. Man will play from 12 to 8 p.m. And then we are packing up again. And then we are walking to Boho for him to play another set from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m.
I think that's from, like, I used to DJ out in Marbella for like a whole summer. I did it for like 4, 5, 6 years.
Summer.
Yeah, from like May to September. And especially towards the last couple of years I did it, I was DJing like day and night, 7 days a week. Like I do a pool party in the day and then work in the night. So
do you ever get tired of just listening to the music?
I think I've got a different kind of love for DJing where it allows me to work long hours. So if I'm playing, if it's the kind of places that I enjoy, I can just keep on going. But there are some sets that I've done that are not necessarily, like I used to do a lot of student nights and playing a lot of the more commercial, cheesy stuff, and I get bored of that real quick. But if I'm playing the music I like to play.
Commercial, cheesy stuff.
Right. Nah, bro, I can't. 12 to 8 is nuts. Just playing. I feel like me personally, because I dance, yeah, and when I dance, I think Joshua is tired. I can listen to one song, but I'll play one
You got more
song.
stamina.
Yo, no, apart from that, like I'll play one song for a whole week straight. That one song will be on repeat.
Oh, no, that's true. Because I remember when Is It a Crime came out. This guy.
Oh my God. See, let me tell you, you don't want to get David in an aux in a car.
No.
Especially when he's planning content.
You just listen to the same song.
Oh my God, same song over. And you know the funny part? You don't get to the end of the song. No. once he's past the part that his choreography ends,
he rolls like.
Yeah, it's just because me, the way my brain works is like when I'm in that mood where I'm trying to do something, I like getting it done then and there.
Yeah.
So as long as it takes, I will play.
Even if
I gotta say, I'm like that.
Other
Though.
people,
If there's one song that I find I really like, I will listen to
But
it in the car. It's just on.
I think, to be honest, artists in Nigeria start paying me money because I can bet the amount of times I listen to this, nobody else has listened to the song that much.
Yeah, you did a
that
lot of
Rema
promo.
song.
You did a lot of promo for that.
Is it a crime? I started listening to that song before it was dropped.
I heard it through Dave.
Thank you. Thank you, Rema. If you watch this video, give me my flowers because I rinsed that. So I think I knew the first two lines of that song. What am I saying? The first verse, I knew the whole thing before the song dropped.
Before the song dropped, facts.
Literally,
That's a big tune because that's a sample from Sade.
No, but that song.
Like, yeah, it's
Rema
different.
was like
Rema
cooking for a while.
he was in his bag.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far, like, what exactly do you want to see from us and like the Afro scene, everyone, like the OTID guys? What do you think is that big next step we need to make in terms of like?
Well, stuff like this is exactly like I think it's about building a community of not just club nights, but everything in between. So podcasts, fashion, food. I think all of that. Like it's such a. I think there is, like you said, the scene is growing.
Yeah.
More Africans coming to Cardiff, and I definitely want it to stick around. So I think it's just about doing more stuff than just nightlife.
Yeah.
Just building a whole.
So, because right now Boho has taken up Afro, right? Like,
Yeah.
Boho is one of the clubs. It's the only club right now that has embraced it.
Yeah.
But what do you think in terms of like other club owners? What do you think they need to do to get?
Be more open-minded, and like I said, it's very popular at the moment. You can't deny that. So I don't see why it shouldn't be more accepted.
Like, and it's not even a hard ask. Like, we're not saying play Afrobeats every night. I'm saying like, because Boho is not even every night they play, but Boho will give you like 2 events, 3 events in a month where all you come to do is Afrobeats, and it's just one night. But like you see other clubs, every R&B nights. Like
it should be played. It should be being played as much as every other genre.
Exactly.
Because Afrobeats is the shit right now. Let's be honest. But anyway, like it is what it is. So now this question, I think this is the last question for today, right? My question to you is: do you have any question for us? Because we've been asking you, and I think we've put you on the hot seat too much.
So put us on the hot
It's
seat.
been a lot of questions.
Yeah. So
what was it that made you want to do this podcast?
the podcast.
Yeah. Where did the idea come from? What made you,
Wait, you see how he's looking at me because he wants me to say, "Oh, it's Joshua's idea." For the sake of I would just say it was. Sorry. It was Joshua's idea. So here's the thing, right? In our house, I think the way we're raised, like we all have one thing like we like doing. For my sister, my sister started dancing first. Then she taught me how to dance. But I think Joshua was the one person that was always trying to find what he would do, like what is his own type of how could he put his own. So he literally came to me. I was like, "Yo, how far?" Like, because in the house, you've been with us in the house. We always argue.
To be honest, when you first mentioned it, I didn't think you were serious. I thought it was just one of those things.
Bro, you know, like how we always bounce. Like, me and Joshua, we argue. Like,
argue
100% of the time.
Yeah.
So he was like, since we already do that, like, why not get into a podcast? Like,
Yeah, and let me actually now say, because I don't think I actually shared it, but one of the reasons we actually did this is because, like, Chop Life, you made us part of it.
Yeah.
Like, we really appreciate you for that. And that's his events. David's got dance. And then, by virtue, Timmy as well. Timmy's a DJ. Timmy, too, is doing great stuff. And me being associated with you guys, I was now like that.
Want to bring something to the table.
Exactly.
Yeah, you felt oppressed.
I felt motivated.
Nah, but this is, like I said, it's great. It's something that's not being done in Cardiff or, even in the UK too much.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people will connect and want to hear your guys' story. And, it's very different to anything that's being done.
Stop it, Dan. That is just here to make me blush.
You done it for me. I got to give back, Johnny. You can't just be
thank you. I appreciate you. But anyway, thank you so much for coming on this episode. Because it's been great. And to be honest, you're one of the DJs one of the people, let me not say DJs, because like I've been in Cardiff for 3 years now and I've met loads of people. Like I'm telling you, if there's one thing Cardiff have taught me, don't trust people. Be your own person.
Yeah.
And like, as much as you can, stay happy and stay connected with your environment as 100%. Well. Mm-hmm. And saying that, you're one of the people that I've seen that actually like, you're straight. Like you are what you say you are. Like when you see you don't hide any shit. You always keep it real. Like so for that, I want to say bless up and thank you for coming on this show. We look forward to working with you. You know, Chop Life is going big.
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, and I heard about and disclaimer. No, you know what? I'll let you say. Do you have what is the next?
What's the next big thing
for Chop Life? What,
Yeah.
what should people expect from Chop Life?
I think just trying to not move it from Cardiff, but expand to, you know, other cities. I don't want it just to be a Cardiff brand. Like I said, I feel like I don't see a lot of Afro events around the UK. There's a few, but not a lot that are doing different cities. And I think there's definitely room to expand and, you know, make it a name that's out there, not just Cardiff. You know.
Don't forget about the day party, man. Tell them about the day party.
Tell them about the day party,
come on,
bro. Because I'm looking at all these shopping outfits, bro.
You literally have that camera and that camera,
bro. What
Tell
do you
them
mean,
about
bro? Talk, bro.
Chop Life, 13th of July, big outside party. So yeah, that's the next one.
Save the day.
Save
Log it in because I'm gonna be there. I don't know about you guys.
Come with your water guns, like all of that, because it's got your balloons.
Your
and stuff.
balloons.
Not that type of balloon. I mean, the balloon you can put water inside.
Yes, it's
yes, that's what I'm saying. Come with
Yes.
that. The Chop Life is going big. It's going great. The massive things coming up. Follow Dan Willow's page and follow Chop Life.
Lifestyle, yeah.
Follow my page, Dave Black. Follow Josh's page at Akame, Josh Akame.
Josh_Akame.
Follow Chop It Up. There's loads of stuff coming from Chop Life and the rest of the gang. So check it out and stay tuned for the next episode. Don't forget
to like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah. Why are you saying subscribe?
I didn't know this would be my job. Sorry.
Yeah, you're the visitor.
Okay, let's take it like this.
I'll start.
You take one.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
comment,
and click on that link.
notification button.
Thank you very much. And we'll catch you next time and Chop It Up.
Yeah.
Peace.